Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to our workshop. We are going to be showing you all kinds of cool things you can do with Unity. I don't know if you knew this, but you can use Unity to make augmented reality applications. So one really good way of doing that, which is like on the easier side, is to use Vuforia. It's like a really easy to use plugin, and it just allows you to make AR in a few different ways. And we're going to show you how to do that. Me, Denise, and Divya. So we're Team Atari. All right. Woo. All right. So here, I'll pass it off to Divya to give you a little bit of background.
So, hi. So I'm going to give you a bit of background about what Unity is and just some general facts about it. So Unity is basically a cross-platform game engine, which is with a built-in IDE developed by Unity Technologies, and it's used to develop video games for web plugins, desktop platforms, consoles, and mobile devices. It's also it's basically like a union of like a game engine that like allows games that are created to run in different environments, and also like an application where like the visible parts of a game can be put together in like a graphical preview and like controlled with a play function. And it also is like a code editor. And to add on, Unity provides powerful tools to make rich and deeply engaging augmented reality experiences that intelligently interact with the world. And to download Unity, you basically have to follow this link that Michael will put in the chat or on the screen. And it's free to download. I recommend getting the personal plan because that it's free and it's really self-explanatory how to download it. So all you have to do is just download that link first. And also to mention, there's something called a Vuforia engine, which is a SDK that's used to create these AR apps. And a lot of developers can easily add advanced like computer vision functionality to any sorts of application, which allows it to like recognize images and objects and like interact with spaces in the real world. And so this Vuforia engine can be used with Unity, Xcode, Visual Studio Code, Android Studio, etc. And so I'm gonna give you like like a brief overview of how to like install Unity and add it to Unity. Oh, how to install Vuforia and add it to Unity. And so like if your Unity doesn't already come like with Vuforia pre-installed, you can follow this link that Michael will also again send on the chat or on the screen. And that link will tell you how to install Vuforia and how after downloading it from the website link above, you basically open up your Unity and you can click File, then Build Settings, and then if you're an Android user, you can click Android, or if you're an iPhone user, you can click iPhone, and then you can click Switch Platform to switch into the platform you want it to go into. And on that same like window, you can click Player Settings and make sure to have the Vuforia Augmented Reality Supported box checked, and then go to Other Settings, and then you have to like subtract the graphic API like by clicking that minus sign you'll see. And then after, you can go to the XR settings and click the checkbox again that says like Vuforia Augmented Reality Supported. And this should be able make you like download the SDK. And if it's necessary, you can go to the package manager, which is under like window, the window tab, and you can click the plus sign, which will add the JSON file downloaded for Vuforia. And now I'm gonna pass it off to Luke to explain like how you actually use Vuforia and Unity, and like give like some insight on how to make your first app and more info.
All right. Thank you so much, Divya. That was great. Yeah, so as she said, I'm just going to explain how to actually use it. So Yeah, so you're gonna start by getting yourself a license key. You're gonna add it to Unity. So first you go to this link and then you click Get Development Key, and then like they're a little bit limited. Like they don't do as much as the paid ones, but it does enough for like getting started. So yeah, you're just gonna follow the on-screen instructions. Just like create the license key and then copy it into your Unity application, and then that's about it. Just, yeah, you paste it in. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to, place models on a surface. So you're going to start by just creating a 3D project in Unity, and this is like a basic functionality in Unity. So like, even if you didn't have Vuforia installed, you would be able to do this. But yeah, you just click 3D project, and then you delete all the stuff that's in the hierarchy off the bat, because we don't want it. And then you're gonna, from the Vuforia folder, add an AR camera. So you can just do that by like right clicking the thing, and then you just like like right click a blank space in the hierarchy and click Vuforia engine, and then AR camera. And then you can just add an image target, and so there's like some pre-installed ones that come with Vuforia. We always choose the astronaut. There's like an image of an astronaut, so that's what we use. And let's see, it looks like we got a question in the chat. Yeah, so how long does it take to learn and get comfortable? So probably you can get comfortable within like one session, if you follow our instructions. So it took us a little bit longer because we had to figure out what to do, but if you follow all of the instructions, Omar, you should be able to get comfortable within an hour or something like that. So not so bad, maybe an hour and a half. Getting everything installed and getting your first application up and running. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Anyway, so to add a 3D model, you can just like choose one of the pre-installed ones, or you can get a new one from the store. So yeah. All right, so yeah, this is kind of how to set up your hierarchy. You're just gonna make sure you have your AR camera, and then you have an image target underneath that, and then 3D model underneath that. So it's like you got to make sure that they're like children of each other, and they're not just like on top of each other. And then you're just going to use transform to make sure that your 3D model is on top of the image target instead of like off to the side, unless you want that, which that's fine. We didn't want that. And you can control the scale of it. So yeah. All right. So in order to, so this is just an example of like a 3D model on top of an image target, and the image target is like really big compared to the model. So you want to make sure, unless you want that, you're going to want to adjust the sizes using the scale feature to make sure that it's the right size. So yeah. And this is an example of if you mess with the settings and you get it just right, it looks really cool. We imported this file from the Unity store. We got it for free. And, it's an example of like, if you wanted to make a museum, that was kind of, okay, like we made a demo app and we were trying to kind of make a museum. So that's why we had a vase. But something you could do if you wanted is you can import any file you want. And some of them are like really good, really cool, like a statue or something like that. And sometimes there are some people that do photogrammetry, which is like they'll take a whole bunch of images of something like Michelangelo, like, or like the David like statue or whatever, and then import it into a file, and then you can just get it in a file, and then you can import that file into Unity. And so we could have had that, like, so you could put that in your room if you want. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, we just did a vase. And here's an example with just a simple cube as like a demonstration. Yep. All right. So that's that. And yeah, so now I'll just pass it off to Denise to tell you about some different features.
For playing videos on 2D surfaces, you want to follow the same steps previously done for the 3D models. So that would include adding an AR camera and adding an image target. But instead of adding a model under the image target, you want to add a quad instead, which would be a 3D under the 3D objects. And then you want to position the quad so that it is above the image target, like the cube was, or whatever other 3D object you want. And then from there, with your quad selected, on the right-hand side inspector, you want to add a component, and then there is a video player option from there. And then you add your video file to the assets folder inside your Unity project folder, and then select it under video clip. So here's an example of what the right sidebar would look like when you have your quad selected. So once you click add component and select the video player, you have all these options for the video. And then video clip is where you select the video that you previously put into the assets folder. And then you also have other options like loop or play on awake. And then you can change whatever options you want from here to change how your video is displayed. So here's what the finished product will look like. So you have your AR camera, and then the child of the AR camera is the image target, and the child of the image target is your quad. And then your quad is directly on top of your image target. So here's an example video of what playing a video on a 2D surface like this drawing might look like. So in this video, the drawing itself is the image target, and then the video is playing on top of the quad, and then the quad is on top of the image target. Yeah, and then you can also choose to loop that if you want to. So here I'm going to demonstrate how to do the steps that we previously mentioned. So here's what your basic Unity interface will look like after you create a 3D project. So this is what you have. You want to delete whatever else is in the hierarchy right here. So then from here, you want to right click and go to Vuforia Engine, AR Camera. And then this is where you add your license key. So over here on the right inspector, there is an open Vuforia Engine configuration. So you click on this, and then right here is your app license key. So this is what you get from the generated key from the Vuforia website. And you click add license, and this will let you add your Vuforia license key to your Unity project. So then back at the AR camera, you want to add a child that is an image target. So you go to here, you select image target, Vuforia Engine, image target. So now the image target is the child of the AR camera. And then over here, you need to set a Vuforia license key in order to create image targets from image assets. Type, so you can choose it from database. The Vuforia Mars images are what are pre-installed already when you install Vuforia. Drawing is a database, or a database that I made, and we'll teach you how to make your own databases later. So then say that you want the Vuforia Mars image. Here is where you can check other image targets like drone, astronaut, Fisher, and all of that. So say that we have the astronaut, then you just hit add target, and then it becomes the target. So then from here, you want to, say you want to create a 3D object on top of that. So you go to here and then select the image target, make the 3D object a child, for example, and you can also download other assets or other 3D objects instead of the shapes that Unity already provides for you. So then you can do, for example, a cube, and this is your cube, but you want to make it fit on top of your image target. So say that it is smaller. And then here you have your cube, and this is your image target. You want to place the cube on top of the image target, but it might still be too big, so you want to transform the size using the transform tool and scale it down so that it fits above your image target, and then make sure that it is placed above the image target. And this will be how you augment 3D objects onto image targets. So if you want to instead do a video, what you want to do is on the image target, you create a quad, which is also under 3D object. So this is the quad, and you want to rotate it so that it is flat upon your image target and also smaller. Yeah, so quad, that might be too small though. So yeah, this is your quad. It should probably be smaller than that, but yes. So this is your quad. That is your image target. So you want to place the quad above the image target like that. And then to add the video player, you go over here to the right sidebar, the inspector, click add component. And then from here, there's a ton of different components. You want the video player. And then here you select your video clip. So this is from the assets folder. So this is a video that I previously had in my assets folder. And then here you can also check mark play on awake, loop, and playback speed. And then from there, you can export your project to many different platforms. So now Luke will be going over how to export your Unity project.
All right, thanks so much, Denise. That was super cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna explain how to export your project once you've had that all set up and ready to go, just the way you like it. So just to like clarify, so with the 2D sort of video that you could put in, you could do all kinds of cool things. Like if you have, like, for example, you can have your image target be a painting, for example, and then you could have the video that Denise just showed you how to do be like the making of. So it could be really cool. Like, yeah, just, I don't know. So like you can have a painting mounted on the wall, and then like, let's say you already have a painting on your wall, or like you make a painting, you could put it up, and then you can have an app on your phone so that if anyone asks like, oh, wow, did you make that yourself? Or like, how does that work? You can pull out your app and then just put it in front of the painting, and then it'll have a video that pops up in front of it, like what Denise was just showing you of how it was made. So that could be really cool. Yeah, so anyway, so how to export the project is you will just go to File and Build Settings, and then you can choose from all these different platforms. You can build it for PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, all these different ones. And we chose to do it for iOS. So you can just click Build and Run if you have your iPhone already like plugged in, or you can click Build, which will build it to your computer, and then yeah, so that's what we did, and then you'll be able to import it into Xcode after that. So yeah, and I'll go over how to do that later, how to import it. But anyway, so this is like where you can get the assets. So if you want to get like any different assets, you can go to the Unity store, and then just there are free ones and paid ones, and we recommend the free ones because they're free, so it could be helpful for making your first application just to have different models. Yeah. All right, and then I'm just going to pass it off to Denise again, and she can tell you about how to create image targets.
Okay, thanks, Luke. So if you want to create your own image targets, first you want to log into the Vuforia developer portal at this website, the developer.vuforia.com, and then head to the Develop tab, and then from there should be a Target Manager button. So then there you want to create a new database, and then this database is what you import into Unity, and it contains all of your image targets. So in this new database on the Vuforia website, you want to click Add Target, and then choose an image from your computer that you want to use as an image target. So on the right-hand side is what it'll look like when you're trying to add a target. So you can choose single image, and then file would be the image from your computer that you want to make an image target of. And then you can also choose the width and then what you want to call it. And then after you add that target, your image is given a ranking of how augmentable it is. So the more stars it is, the more augmentable it is, and the more easy it is for your camera to detect it. So back in the main database, you want to click the Download Database All button, and then open the Unity package and import it. Alternatively, you can also just go to the Package Manager, the plus button, and then add package from disk, and then select the file that you just downloaded from the Vuforia website. And then you want to select the image target in the hierarchy to modify. and then choose the database to be the one created in Vufoриa's developer portal, as shown on the right-hand side right here. And then select the image target you want to add, and then click Add Target. So now Luke will talk about running the app in iOS.
All right, thanks so much, Denise. So we got a question here from Omar. He asks, what happens if the Vuforia SDK you selected in the beginning does not match the target platform when exporting in Unity? Okay, so Denise, I think, can answer that question better if you wanted to take that one, Denise.
So I believe that if you choose the Vuforia SDK specifically for Unity, then that would be the one that you're using when you're trying to export it from Unity. So Vuforia, you can use it directly on, say, Android Studio or Xcode, and you don't have to do it through Unity. So the other SDKs are for that. And then the Unity SDK for Vuforia specifically is what you would download so that you can have Vuforia in Unity. And then from there, Unity is what helps to export it to different platforms. So if you choose the Unity Vuforia SDK, then that will be the one that you use later to export your Unity projects to different platforms.
All right, thanks so much, Denise. And I hope that answered your question, Omar. All right, so yeah, in order to run the app, so like, yeah, this is in Xcode now. So like after you've imported it, you're gonna head to signing in capabilities, and then you're just gonna check the little box that says automatically manage signing. And then where it says team none, it's just gonna turn into a drop-down menu, and you're gonna select your team. And for bundle identifier, you're gonna do com dot, and then you're gonna do your development team name. So like anything you want. And then dot again, and that's like the name of your project. So whatever you want. And then on your phone, we're doing it for iOS. So this is kind of where it is. So you're going to go settings, general, device management, and then enable. And that will allow you to actually build it on your phone. All right, so the next steps with Unity that we would recommend for AR if you wanted to get really serious about this would be to just explore the different AR frameworks that are supported by Unity. So they have like AR Core and AR Kit, which are from Google and Apple respectively. And you can do all kinds of really advanced stuff with them. So we recommend looking into that if you're going to get really serious about this. And yeah, and if you want to just stick to Unity plus Vuforia, you can actually do a lot of really useful and cool stuff. So, just what we showed you basically. So, yeah.
So
and now to give you
oh, sorry, I cut you off. You can continue, Luke.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to hand it off to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically, for our workshop, we discussed many things. Like first off, we started with talking about how Unity is an IDEs to develop video games for web plugins, desktop games, desktop platforms, consoles, and mobile devices. And we also told you guys how to download Unity using the link that Michael had dropped in the chat earlier. Also, we talked about how to install Vuforia and how to add it to Unity. And also, Luke had discussed about how to use Vuforia and Unity together. And we also talked about how to create image targets, and we also did a little demo about what we created and how to make your own app. So yeah, I hope I enjoyed all of those stuff we did right now. And then I will go on to the next slide.
All right. Yes. So thank you so much for coming to our workshop. We hope you enjoyed it and found something useful. And yeah, we hope to see many applications that you guys make in the future. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, guys.